Hello guys, my name is Mima Rifa and I'm from Group 4. I'm the next presenter. So I will discuss about rating scale and the test result. Okay, the first point is rating scale. A rating scale is essentially a description of behaviors, features, or characteristics of a performance which are reference to point values that form a scale that is typically of a numerical range from low to high. This rating scale is a tool used for assessing the performance of tasks, skill levels, procedures, processes, qualities, quantities, or end products, such as reports, drawings, and computer programs. These are judged at the defined level within a stated range. There are two types of rating scale, namely holistic scale and analytic scale. Okay, let's talk about the first type, that is holistic scale. Holistic scale rely on the general overall impression on a rater. Raters consider a performance, for example in writing and speaking, as a whole and relate their impression to a scale that provides a criterion, reference, description that is linked to points. The rater does not consider specific features of the writing or speaking. Now the second type, analytic scale. Analytic scales identify specific features of a performance separated into categories on the rating scale. Analytic scales are often preferable in assessment content because they provide so much information to teachers and students about the specific aspect of a performance that need attention or so development. For example, in an analytic scale that was designed to evaluate a student's performance in an oral interview, we might have categories for accuracy such as grammar, vocabulary, comprehensibility, and content. Regardless of type of scale we are using, we need to provide teacher or rater with practice runs using the scale to evaluate test performance. Rater training provided to teacher in a language program is another excellent means of supporting their professional development and increasing the coherence of the program. And the next is characteristic of rating scale. There are many characteristics of rating scale. Rating scale should, number 1, have criteria for success based on expected outcomes. Number 2, have clearly defined, detailed statements. Number 3, have statements that are chunked into logical sections or flow sequentially. Number 4, include clear wording with numbers when a number scale is used. And the next is have specific, clearly distinguishable terms. Next is highlight critical tasks or skills, indicate levels of success required before proceeding further if applicable, and then sometimes have a column or space for providing additional feedback. Next is have space for other information such as the student's name, date, course, examiner, and overall result. And then the last is be reviewed by other instructor. And next point is the test result. If we find one of our test items discriminates perfectly between the highest and lowest group in our class, it will help us to identify where we need to focus our attention in supporting the learning of students who did not perform well on the test. It's called the lower group. In 1954, discrete points test dominated language testing. In practice, multiple choice tests, prompts, and norm reference testing were the sole focus of many language testing organizations. An issue that validity and test quality were vigorously debated by theorists, researchers, and test developers. According to Abel in 1954, provided guidelines for judging the quality of an item using a discrete point test. There are many other approaches to judging item quality in use today. One that you may have heard of is phase analysis, which draw on a complex theory, item response theory, and requires large number of tests to examine item difficulty and discrimination. Phase analysis uses the information generated by the oral test to judge the quality of an item. Phase analysis is beyond the scope of our discussion of test development and item analysis and would rarely be used in classroom assessment, but it is an approach that has wide use in large-scale, high-stakes testing. Okay, that's all from me. The next material will discuss by the next presenter. Thank you.